Improvement does not wait for the perfect time, and growth does not knock politely at your door. It demands that you rise, that you push, that you force yourself beyond the comfort zone you've been sitting in for far too long. Life will not hand you transformation on a silver platter. It is not a matter of waiting for motivation to magically appear, because motivation is unreliable, fleeting, and fragile. What truly builds greatness is the discipline to force yourself to do what you know you must do every single day, even when you do not feel like it. Discipline over motivation is the greatest truth behind growth and transformation, yet so many people misunderstand it. Motivation feels powerful in the moment. It feels like a surge of energy that can push you into action. But the problem is that motivation is temporary. It is unreliable. It comes and goes depending on mood, circumstances, and emotions. You cannot build a successful life on something that is inconsistent. You cannot depend on motivation, because there will be days when you wake up tired, when you feel drained, when life hits you with challenges, and on those days, motivation will not be there to carry you. This is why discipline must become the foundation of your improvement, because discipline does not ask how you feel. It demands that you show up regardless. Motivation might get you started, but only discipline keeps you going. Think about anyone who has achieved mastery in their field, whether it's an athlete, an entrepreneur, a leader, a creator. They did not succeed because they were motivated every day. They succeeded because they were disciplined every day. A runner does not always wake up eager to hit the track at dawn. A writer does not always feel inspired to create pages of work. A student does not always feel excited to study. But what separates them from the rest is the refusal to negotiate with feelings. They have trained themselves to take action whether they feel like it or not. This is discipline in its purest form, the ability to act consistently regardless of emotional state. When you rely on motivation, you leave your future in the hands of chance. If you feel good, you act. But if you don't, you stop. That cycle creates inconsistency, and inconsistency destroys momentum. On the other hand, when you choose discipline, you strip away the option of waiting for the perfect mood. You build habits that guide your behavior automatically. So even on your worst days, you still take steps forward. This is why disciplined people make progress even when others stall. While others wait for motivation to return, disciplined individuals continue to stack victories, and over time, those victories separate them from the crowd. Discipline also creates freedom. At first, forcing yourself to be disciplined feels restrictive. It feels like you are denying yourself the easy way out. But what you are really doing is buying freedom for your future. The discipline to work hard now gives you the freedom of success later. The discipline to manage your time today gives you the freedom to live life on your own terms tomorrow. The discipline to build good habits frees you from the chaos of regret. Motivation doesn't offer this security because it cannot be trusted. But discipline guarantees results when repeated daily. What many people don't realize is that discipline is built in the smallest choices. Waking up at the time you set instead of hitting snooze. Finishing the workout when your body wants to quit. Choosing to focus when distractions are loud. Completing the project when no one is watching. These little decisions form the backbone of discipline. Over time, your brain learns that your actions are not dictated by your emotions, and that creates a level of self-control that is unshakable. Once you have that self-control, you can apply it to any area of life. You no longer wait for motivation, you simply act, and acting consistently produces success. The truth is that discipline is far more powerful than any burst of motivation because it makes you dependable to yourself. You know you will show up no matter what. That trust in yourself builds confidence. And confidence fuels even greater results. Motivation may inspire you for a moment, but discipline transforms you for a lifetime. Comfort is the enemy of growth because everything you dream of achieving lies outside the bubble of what feels safe and easy. The human brain is wired to seek safety, to avoid pain, to stay where things are familiar and predictable. But the problem with that is simple. Comfort keeps you the same. You cannot improve, you cannot evolve, you cannot transform your life if you continue to choose comfort over challenge. Growth demands discomfort. It demands that you face resistance, that you step into the unknown, that you endure struggle, and that you push beyond the limits you thought defined you. Every great achievement in history has been born from someone's willingness to leave comfort behind and step into a world of uncertainty and pain in pursuit of something greater. When you stay in your comfort zone, you stay stagnant. You repeat the same patterns, you live the same routines, and you convince yourself that it's fine because at least it's familiar. But deep down, you know familiarity does not equal fulfillment. You know that the easy path leaves you feeling empty because it robs you of the growth your soul craves. The very reason so many people feel restless and unfulfilled is because they are not stretching themselves. They are not pushing into discomfort. They are not testing their true potential. It is not that life is boring. It is that they have chosen comfort over challenge, and comfort has stolen their fire. Look at how the body works. Muscles grow only when they are pushed beyond their limit, when they are stretched, torn, and forced to rebuild stronger. The same principle applies to the mind, the spirit, and your entire life. You cannot become stronger without pressure. You cannot become smarter without effort. You cannot become resilient without struggle. Every time you step into discomfort, you are giving yourself a chance to grow. Every time you avoid it, you deny yourself that chance. That is why comfort is so dangerous. It pretends to be harmless, but it quietly kills your potential. The truth is that discomfort is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It is the signal that you are growing, the proof that you are moving into new territory. The pain of discomfort is temporary, but the lessons it brings are permanent. Think of the first time you tried something new, whether it was public speaking, working out, learning a skill, or taking on a challenge. At first, it felt uncomfortable, maybe even unbearable. But as you kept going, it became easier, and eventually what was once hard became second nature. That transformation only happened because you embraced the discomfort instead of running from it. Growth rewards those who endure the struggle long enough to see themselves evolve. The most dangerous trap in life is settling into comfort, convincing yourself that staying safe is enough, telling yourself you'll push tomorrow, promising you'll grow later. Later never comes. Tomorrow becomes next week becomes next year, and before you know it, you have wasted years sitting in comfort while your dreams collected dust. Comfort is not rest, it is decay. It slowly erodes your drive, your hunger, and your belief in what you can achieve. The longer you stay in comfort, the harder it becomes to leave it, which is why you must fight against it daily. If you want to build a powerful life, you must learn to chase discomfort, to welcome the pain that comes with growth, to see resistance as proof that you are on the right path. Improvement does not happen when things are easy. It happens when things are hard. Success does not belong to the comfortable. It belongs to those who are willing to suffer for it, those who are willing to step into the fire knowing that the fire will forge them into something stronger. Comfort may feel safe, but it is the enemy of everything you are capable of becoming. Daily consistency compounds in ways that are invisible in the beginning, but undeniable in the long run. And this is one of the most powerful principles of self-improvement. People often underestimate the effect of small, repeated actions because they are looking for dramatic overnight transformations. But the truth is that greatness is built in the quiet, repetitive daily choices that stack upon each other. One workout may not change your body. 1 hour of study may not make you an expert. 1 day of effort may not produce visible results, but repeated every single day, those actions accumulate into massive transformation. Consistency compounds just like interest in a bank account. Small deposits made faithfully grow into extraordinary wealth over time. The reason most people fail to achieve their goals is not because they are incapable. It is because they quit too soon. They do something for a week, maybe even a month, and when they don't see instant results, they stop. What they don't realize is that the early stages of consistency feel unrewarding because the compounding effect hasn't had time to reveal itself. Imagine planting a seed in the ground for weeks. You water it, you nurture it, you see nothing above the surface, and you begin to wonder if it is even growing. But beneath the soil, roots are forming, strength is being built, and one day that seed bursts through and becomes a tree. That is how consistency works. You may not see the results at first, but every small action is building momentum beneath the surface, preparing you for the breakthrough. Consistency is also powerful because it removes the need for massive effort in a single moment. Instead of trying to cram success into bursts of energy, you spread progress across manageable actions that can be repeated daily. Reading 10 pages of a book may not feel like much, but over a year, it becomes thousands of pages, an entire library of wisdom filling your mind. Doing a short workout daily may not seem life-changing, but over months, your body transforms into something stronger and healthier. Writing a single page each day may feel insignificant, but in a year, you have written a book. The small steps, when compounded, create monumental outcomes. And the key is that they are so small, they are easy to do, but also easy not to do. Most people ignore them, and that is why they remain stuck. The beauty of daily consistency is that it builds identity. When you show up every day, even in small ways, you begin to see yourself differently. You are no longer someone who wants to improve. You are someone who improves. This shift in identity fuels even greater consistency because you act in alignment with the person you believe yourself to be. And once you see yourself as someone disciplined, someone committed, someone relentless, you no longer need to fight with yourself to take action. It becomes who you are. That identity shift is priceless, and it only comes through daily repetition. Another powerful truth about compounding consistency is that it creates momentum. Momentum is the secret force that makes progress easier as you go. At first, every step feels heavy, every choice feels like a battle, but as the actions pile up, the process becomes smoother. You start to crave the routine, you start to see progress, you start to feel unstoppable. This is the reward for pushing through the early stages when results are invisible. Most people never get far enough to experience momentum because they quit before the compounding effect takes hold. But those who persist long enough unlock an unstoppable energy that drives them forward naturally. Daily consistency is not glamorous, and that is why it is so powerful. It does not depend on motivation. It does not rely on grand gestures. It is simply the discipline of showing up every day, stacking bricks, trusting the process. Over time, those bricks build walls. Those walls build fortresses, and that fortress becomes the life you dreamed of. The compounding effect of small, consistent actions is the bridge between who you are today and who you want to become. Excuses kill potential because every time you let one control your decision, you trade progress for comfort and growth for stagnation. The human mind is incredibly skilled at creating justifications for inaction. It tells you that you don't have enough time, that you'll start tomorrow, that the circumstances aren't right, that you're not ready yet. These excuses sound convincing because they protect you from discomfort, but in reality, they are lies that keep you from stepping into the life you are capable of living. Every excuse you allow becomes a chain that holds you back. And the more chains you collect, the heavier you become until you can barely move toward your goals. Potential is limitless, but excuses suffocate it before it ever has the chance to breathe. One of the most common excuses people use is the idea that they don't have time. The truth is, everyone has the same 24 hours, but not everyone uses them wisely. When you say you don't have time, what you really mean is that you've chosen to prioritize something else. The time you spend scrolling on your phone, binge watching shows, or doing tasks that don't move your life forward could be invested in learning, building, growing, and creating. Time is not the enemy, excuses are. The moment you take ownership of your hours, you begin to see that lack of time was never the problem. It was the excuse that kept you from facing your lack of discipline. Another deadly excuse is waiting for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the comfort zone disguised as a promise. It gives you the illusion that you will act eventually, but eventually never comes, because when tomorrow arrives, it is today again, and the cycle repeats. Tomorrow is a thief that steals today's opportunities. Every time you postpone action, you make it harder to start, because procrastination grows heavier with each delay. Improvement only happens in the present, and the decision to push it forward